Coming up, we've got Iceland versus Germany.
Looking at the comps, it's that Tracer Sombra on both of these sides, but the Zenyatta is a little bit surprising, along with the Winston, really looking to dive into this back line.
Okay, chat, let's see this. Princess, appreciate the massive prime sub as well.
Down, force the retreat, and Totori actually does fall. After that, the Brigitte forced to retreat with the rest of the team. Germany just falling into this underpass and trying to back
come on,
away
Iceland.
from the Tracer as
Come on, Iceland.
Capture.
And that's where I kind of want to take a look at Iceland's composition, because they have the Sombra, they have the Zenyatta for the Discord, so you can see Hitori just kind of blew up once all the focus fire and all the damage just went out onto the Winston there, and that might just be what ends up happening if they're not able to get a successful dive.
Ooh. But that Zenyatta just completely exploded at the hands of Fi, and they're trying to get back onto this point for a recontest. But Hafikul is already so low and already has to back off. Now with the tank eliminated with the help of QRXU and Fi just finishing off that Tracer, it's only the supports that are left up, and they are already all the way back in spawn, just waiting for the team to come back.
Such is the life of a Zenyatta player. Sometimes you just entirely blow up the enemy tank. Sometimes you find yourself being blown up, and we're going to actually see a swap over onto the Brigitte here, so no more random support explosions in the backline for Iceland. Hopefully, as they try to find their way back in here,
this chair's a great host.
Coastal approach here, but Hitori does not want to let him have it for free, and Fi is looking for someone to put this pulse bomb.
You know he watches my stream.
Able to find Georgian, that Brigitte is unable to protect, and that's really what you want there, the Brigitte, to stop that dive in the face of these Winstons. But in the case of Iceland, it's just not working as well. Fi is just completely harassing this backline, and Hafikul is unable to just peel for that backline when they're in the middle of their own dive.
Yeah, it's the backline from Iceland is definitely under a lot of scrutiny right now. You know what I really like about this so far, chat? With the Brigitte to try and peel for it,
no team is rolling the tournament right now. All of the games have been really fucking close.
The two-pronged attack coming out from Germany's DPS, plus the monkey zapping everything in their front line. That's a huge name from Suckrax, and that's pretty much just going to be the fight right there.
Yeah, that makes it so easy for Germany to just shred, and already up to 60% from Germany means that Iceland is running out of time to contest. After that first initial capture, they've been unable to win a fight. They've just been throwing themselves against the brick wall that is Fi and this Sombra as well, harassing the backline while Hitori is just trying to dive as well.
I like how each team is not like a mirror. Oh, this is actually the first game that we saw that's actually a mirror.
They're gonna go ahead and pop it onto Hafikul here, but another huge nade from Suckrax, and yeah, the backline from Iceland just explodes yet again.
Yeah, and it just feels like Iceland can't find a pathway onto this backline at all. Their Primal Rage is still active from Iceland, while Germany is able to use it and just scout all the way back into Iceland's spawn. They're not able to get any more than 50%, not even half on this first capture point. Germany finding that first round.
And it's just so efficient every time Germany is able to win a fight. It's usually just off of a Bionade, which is one single cooldown, or, you know, if they need to invest a single ultimate, like they managed to win a fight where they only invested the rally, that's just economy. That stonks right there. You take that 100 times out of 100.
I like these casters. I've never seen them before.
They're the same value thus
far. They actually have some.
I mean, you can see Hafikul making a lot of space and trying to put on a lot of pressure, but the DPS from Iceland so far just hasn't quite been there. But you know, control is very wonky. Sometimes it takes a while to get your feet underneath you, start to walk and start to run. As we move over here onto Village, we're going to see a slight DPS compositional swap from Iceland. We're going to see the Hanzo coming out from Orion here. Germany going to look to try and play close on the point here. They got the May, the SMTP onto the point here. With the rush comp, they want to brawl.
Yeah, and it seems that they're keeping the Symmetra as well going into it behind that
Symmetra's actually really good here.
They're trying to get so much sustain up close, get this first initial capture as
also,
well.
Chat,
the May barrier is just so strong
or drums.
for making sure that they stay outside
flats or
of
drums.
the point.
Flats,
and of course that Reinhardt, just huge health sink in terms of this next fight. The Winston is trying to do damage, but it's just all coming up short against the shield. And Orion as well. Hanzo not known for his shield breaking abilities, and getting caught between a rock and a hard place, so that DPS does fall. No more Hanzo for this next fight. Hafikul is being an equalizer though, and able to find so much value.
Wait a minute.
Despite Orion falling early, Iceland able to turn.
Flats
it
are
all
better
goes
than
back
drums.
to that early pickoff there onto Suckrax. If you're going to play this rush composition, if you lose the Baptiste, you just have no legs to stand on. You have no heals, you have no sustain, you will inevitably fall, and that's where this comp is a little bit weak. If one stray arrow or one stray orb headshot takes down that Baptiste, they can't do anything about it, but a nice sim TP is a great way to clap back, and they just flip the point right back over for free.
Oh, the EMP from Crizzy, but it's just immediate death after that ultimate comes out, and they have to work their way back up to it once again. George did find one pick off that, and Suckrax is working hard. Yeah, just really trying hard in the back line with the Discord Orb in hand as well. Now the Nano Boost on the Half alongside the Primal Rage, but oh my goodness, just completely frozen, forced to absorb a lot of damage here. But it's that Zenyatta once again that's finding so much value for Iceland, and this is what they were missing over there on Shrine with being consistently dove, and they can't do it with the Reinhardt as well, so they're allowing that backline to just ring out unpunished.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous 3K there from Fothrak to kick that all off, and again, it's the pick off onto Suckrax. You saw the Primal come out from Happycool in Germany. They had to invest both the Blizzard and the sound barrier just to try and keep themselves alive in the fight, and sure, they built up to 60%, but they end up losing it. And it's gonna be a while before they're able to fully retake here. They're gonna go for another sim TP, but Happycool is gonna be right there on their tail to try and negate the cap from coming through.
And after that, they are trying to use the sound barrier earlier as well, but now with the amplification matrix, they should be able to get so much damage down. However, with the help of that anti from the bio nade, Hitori had to put the shield up and couldn't participate in the fight for a few seconds, trying to allow Futhark to get a lot of damage out on the backline once again. Those sim turrets are able to get a bit of damage through on the Winston. Taking that tank down is big to allow Germany to hold on to that point just a little bit longer, and Futhark just can't turn to take down the sim turrets either. Now with a lot of sustain here over on the field, even with after burrowing, unfortunately, just can't get through.
Revenge for our fallen comrade Futhark, who is doing so much work for Team Iceland right now and is, I don't want to say single-handedly keeping them alive in it, because it is definitely a group effort, but Futhark is more than carrying his weight right now. Gonna be building up to that Transcendence, a little slow, used it pretty recently, but the EMP should be a fight win here for Team Iceland if the follow-up is there, and it looks like it might be in the form of that nade.
Yeah, that was just such a simple ultimate, but there's the sound barrier once again.
Rapid
building up that very quickly to try and counteract for the EMP, and it's just one of those ultimates that can so easily counteract, but on the other hand, without the Transcendence, they have to back off from the Blizzard that was just thrown by Fi, and now the Amplification Matrix as well. They have no choice but to just hide around these corners, and Germany, although there was just that glimmer of hope from Iceland in the middle there, they unfortunately were unable to secure this first map.
Some of the best players on their roles, on their heroes in their nation, and it's worth highlighting them, but I want to see something else from Iceland. I want to see, you know, I'm seeing what I want to see right now with the Brig and the Ana, something a little bit more survivable, but I want to see them get more value out of that pick than they did on Nepal.
I'm going to assume that this Lifeweaver is just so you can get like a little of that pedal, the pedal platform, and get that.
I think the Widow's gonna snipe, and then you're gonna pull
them
back down
for very long. I don't think.
Yes. Okay. Germany going to start on the attack though, trying to get that first shot off Widow, which is pretty interesting. Doesn't go to plan.
They went Lifeweaver Widow, so, I think so the Widow can try to take a shot, put him on a pedestal, and then pull him back, and so he can switch characters.
But this time they have the Brig instead of the Zenyatta,
smart,
so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to dive, since Brig's entire job is to try and prevent those dives from happening. But now up and close and personal, it's already a hack onto the Diva, so they can't really get past the choke point. The team is around the left side of the statue, and now Haffenkool has gone in for a dive on 3 of Germany's players, but immediately slept in, and there's that anti-nade from George to try and save their tank, but Haffenkool still with the bio nade has been taken down. Now a hack over on Alex, but it's not going to deter the Diva from continuing to try and dive.
Come on, Iceland. You can't lose the first point in 1 minute, bro.
Germany are putting a lot of pressure on Haffenkool right now, and like, you know, the healing is there, the sustain is there, but the pressure just feels kind of insurmountable. Like, the hacks are constantly going out onto Haffy. You're constantly seeing Alex trying to use those booster jets to just melt that monkey down, and it's working out wonders because Iceland, you know, they can't claim space. Germany can just kind of take whatever they want and run with it. They've already captured the point A. 5 minutes to try and get through point B, and Cool, hey, he's already dead again. So, you know, the cart's gonna start moving pretty swiftly here.
Yo, Germany is just rolling right now, bro.
It feels like they just can't really follow up with the way that Cool is trying to engage with Germany's squad, because you do have that Brig on a more immobile. Brig can get up close and personal, but without the Brig close to the Ana to protect, it's going to be so much harder to keep them alive. Meanwhile, Alex is just being run up with both Bai and QRXU right by his side, so it's a lot easier for him to get those picks through. Plus the diva damage is so much, it's just like so much damage in comparison to Winston's Tesla cannon here. And you can see how far they're aggressing, allowing the backline to try and heal from a distance, but the pulse nade from Orion actually going to take down Sucras, but Orion, I believe, fell off the map, so it is a 1-for-1 trade, and they still have the same amount of players.
Wait, how did someone fall off the map?
That was a interesting pulse bomb there from Orion, you know, dead to the old pulse bomb there. Did manage to find Sucrax, but again, Cool was the first one to fall, and Germany has gotten this far without having to push Q a single time, and they can do it 5 times if they want to now to get that cart that last couple meters into point B. This is a very difficult place to capture because of this defender spawn advantage, but when you have this much of an ult bank, you might as well yeet a few in and see what comes out. Here's the EMP to open it up, and they've already got George.
Yeah, and without that support, there's a lot less sustain. You really need that Inspire to be procced, and you do have Brig's ultimate to come through, but Alex is just having so much sustain from the other side. Sucrax still yet to pop the nano as well, so you just have so much sustain that hasn't been used.
They're about to have 5.5 minutes, more than 5.5. Oh, no, they have 5 minutes, yeah.
Germany
5 minutes for third point, bro.
To that first point.
Iceland's going to need to change something up, bro. They're not winning this mirror matchup over here.
We're down to
Diva against
it's not going to get all
Winston,
that much further
yeah.
down if Germany keeps this up. If they keep finding pickoffs, snowballing, Farthark down again, and George, that's
they
the
are
backline
literally
Iceland,
getting
just wiped out yet
right
again.
now.
It's going to keep snowballing.
This is not good.
Iceland, they have to try and find something. They're finally building up to something of an ult bank that they can use to mount something of a defense here, but they need to be given a chance to use it. They need to find their footing, and they need to try and find a way to bail Cool out, because all of the pressure onto your Winston all of this time it's not doing them any favors.
Yeah, George has been holding on to that nano for quite some time, but Crizzy's going to try and open it up with the EMP. It's going to force Alex at the very least to run back, and they do have to use the recall on the
at least they won a team fight.
So they're able to take a little bit of pressure off
and they still have 3 ults
with that EMP ultimate.
But Germany's going to have 4 ults right here. I don't know if they're going to be able to hold it.
They're just going to wait for the respawns and the timers to come back in. And Alex always using those boosters just in and immediately out as soon as they're able to get some damage down. Orion, once again, a big pulse bomb to stick onto the Ana. But they've already got the nano out right before going down. And they're able to get a little bit more of sustain while walking back on the respawn timer, and they're so close to that second point as well, so they can very quickly regroup here. Cool, however, holding the choke pretty well. Iceland finding a little bit of a rhythm.
Yeah, Orion able to find a kill with that pulse bomb without having to find an arm and a leg, or without having to sacrifice an arm and a leg, but now Iceland gonna sacrifice Cool. That is a huge EMP, and Germany, they're once again on the march forward.
Okay,
Iceland on the back foot. They've lost Farthark again. You can see George just wants to hightail it out, not gonna get out with his life, and now the cart is gonna start moving again. And you look at the ult economy for both teams. For Iceland, the coffers run dry right now. They need to try and build up to another EMP from Crizzy if they have any hopes of stopping this cart. Germany are threatening to cap with a pretty beefy 2-minute time bank here. Cool gonna go ahead and jump out. We'll see if Iceland's able to mount something of a defense here at the midnight hour.
And still, the self-destruct is in the back pocket for Alex, and it's so much area control for this Diva. If that does go through, both Brigitte is going to go for the ultimates, but the EMP is going to stop Germany from pushing any further. Now the self-destruct coming through, taking down Crizzy without the Sombra. Now they're going to have to rely on Cool. Orion going down so far HP, but having to recall. None of them can touch the payload. It's all left up to George with only the Ana, but the Ana can't touch the payload. Can't touch the point. It is all the way up to the third point with such a good time bank.
2
really liking the
minutes
coordination
remaining,
that I'm seeing
bro.
out of Team Germany right
I don't know, man. Iceland,
you know, a Sombra finds a hack, everyone jumps on top of that.
I feel like Iceland is playing more as like
trying to go in deep, trying to find a backliner. Everyone peels back.
Like ladder players. They're all trying to do something by themselves. Germany is more of a team, bro.
I just want to stay on the cart and continue to push it.
I don't know. Iceland needs to change something, bro.
They know if they all peel back and they all kill the people that are trying to threaten their backline, they can just win the fight outright, and they do just that. Get back on the cart, and I think at that point there was just Cool to try and keep that contest alive, and he falls. And yeah, Germany, like I said, it felt like they were kind of an amalgamation of several different teams, a bunch of pieces picked up from different places and kind of slapped all together. But the coordination, the cohesion feels like it's there, and I can't say the same for Iceland. They're not doing as good of a job of peeling for their back line. They're not doing as good a job of bailing Cool out. They're finding some big value whenever Crizzy's able to come up huge with an EMP, but outside of those sorts of fights, Iceland hasn't really brought a whole lot of fight to the table, and they have to come up with more than this if they want to even hope to match Germany's time bank.
Yeah, and Germany is just so good at kiting, like you were mentioning, for peel for the backline, but the way that they kite back whenever Cool tries to go for those big engages as well, immediately you see that bio nade also landed on Crizzy very early somehow, so you have that Sucrax building up a little bit of ultimate charge just off that. She's got lineups for these bio nades, and you can see that the ultimate charges are coming up very quick, but especially for Germany, especially for Sombra on Germany's side, who's able to get a lot of value just in and out, weaving in and out of their back line. And Cool is trying to find a way into these side rooms and onto the point. They've already progressed pretty far up right around the corner now, but they're just being taken down by all the damage laid down by Sucrax in the back line. And Orion trying to find a lot of damage, but with Refid just right there at their side, it's so difficult to get enough damage down, and Cool dies diving the backline as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I don't think Iceland's gonna cap first.
I think I would take
a brick wall pushing us to 4 months. I don't think Iceland's getting past first point, man.
Say something disparaging about Germany because they seem to want him dead all the time. He simply can't go in and try and take too much space because he just explodes every time he does. But as I say that, Iceland are finding a lot of pickoffs here. They're finding a lot of damage, and they're able to get 2 ticks, potentially find the cap off the back of just a couple of picks. And the rest of Germany, yeah, they hightail it out. Iceland, they are somehow able to cap the point.
They capped it.
I think it comes off Orion being able to harass Alex so well, because previously you saw that there was a big...
Isn't Cool supposed to be a really good fucking diva player? Why is he not playing diva? They also have Finzi. Finzi's a really good diva.
You can't do anything. But then Orion able to harass the diva off the point and isolate them from the supports means that without the tank, the rest of the squad can just completely obliterate their backline. And even though they do have the Sombra and Tracer combination, they still don't have as much sustain here. Oh, Crizzy, big hack here onto the backline, but Sucrax just turns right around, and they're just going to go back into the invisibility cloak and run away as if that engagement did not happen. But Crizzy, with the EMP built up, is able to find a lot more value here, jumping right into the squad, and another hack onto Alex. The tank now down, and the pulse bomb from Vi is the only thing that's going to be able to answer. But very quickly after that, Tracer does fall. Orion, however, traded out by QRXU, but even then, the Sombra does have to retreat, cannot keep capping the point here.
Yeah, both backlines pretty much got instantly deleted there, and it ended up being a bloody fight, war of attrition with just the Sombras left over. And we're not seeing a whole lot of cart progress here. They're about halfway through point B here, just starting to round that first corner. They're not even to the most dangerous part. EMP coming out. Germany, they want to go in.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Germany
already with
Germany looks like they're just a stronger team. And like they said in the beginning, chat, only two teams move on from this group stage that they're in. So they're going to have to be the top 2.
They don't need to invest much in order to win these fights, and they're able to once again get Iceland, force them back to their spawn, and wait for that next fight. Iceland coming into the next fight, they do have those 3 ultimates, but in combination, I feel like they haven't made a big impact thus far.
Yeah, Cool has finally been allowed to do enough work to build up that primal rage, but a big ante onto George. That's going to force the rally out from Refid there. Or sorry, that's gonna force
I
the
just
rally
don't
up
like
from
how
Clifford.
Iceland is trying to. Iceland is just beating
nano,
their head on a fucking
everyone's
wall,
just kind
bro.
of scattering around right now, trying to find something. But Furthark's gonna be the first one to
I feel like
fall.
what they're doing is just not working. I don't know.
With the primal rage to come through, that nano just went to waste because of the sleep, and now another sleep landed by Sucrax, along with the bio nade to have the anti-heal onto Half-a-Cool. Very low now, isolated from George, who has been taken down, and Futhark just doesn't have enough healing to keep the tank up. Very close by, you have both of the DPSs going down after Alex and Vi are able to isolate, and now once again unable to push the point any further, not able to get the payload.
Chat, be honest with me. Do you think Iceland's gonna win this map?
We're at the point where Iceland's
Happy-Cool switch to Diva. Okay, this is gonna be really cool.
This messy with it. They can't be losing members. They have to be efficient here, and they just haven't been. Early hacks coming out onto Happy-Cool. What else is new? No follow-up even needed. Crizzy's gonna have this EMP. This has to be how Iceland gets in here.
Oh, that defense matrix absorbs a lot of damage. Alex still trying to contest this, but after just using the booster to get on out while Fi harasses that backline, they were distracted with Alex and they weren't able to protect George, and now they're missing a lot of sustain from this brawl composition. Half-a-Cool does take down the mecha of Alex, but there's a self-destruct to come through as well.
Oh, he got the kill.
Pulse bombs.
Yeah, that was actually worth it.
Their respective kills, but unfortunately, it is still just neither of them able to contest the point.
I don't know if I agree with that EMP from Crizzy there. They had already lost George. They didn't have a rally. There was nothing to sustain that fight. And sure, you know, you're able to get like a little bit done, you know, get some more trades there, but again, it needs to be clean. And Fi was doing a ton of work on the side of Germany on like throughout that whole time. Way too much for Iceland to try and come back from. And
yeah,
now they
I don't know, man. Iceland is just looking like a ladder team, bro. Like they just put together like a random comp team that they just found and ranked, and then try to make them a team.
Down to just a minute.
They're not looking like a team.
Iceland have to pull a miracle out of somewhere.
Just looking like a bunch of random players put together, man.
Ooh. And now without the mecha of Half-a-Cool, you do just have a baby diva on the field. You don't have anything to absorb that pressure, and your XU is trying to take down George. Brigitte comes
Pots and pans, 15 months.
Able to just stave off the Sombra of Germany, but they just go right back, TP into wherever they need to go.
And base 2-5. Appreciate the massive 5 get the subs, my friend. Absolutely insane.
Of a scratch. Now, Alex, even though hacked, still has the self-destruct in the back pocket. Half-a-Cool has a self-destruct of their own, and this could be a battle of that area control that we've been talking about with these ultimates, but Germany definitely just has more ultimate charges in the back pocket with this EMP. They're
gonna EMP and go on them.
Sneak up onto this backline. They've been detected, but there's the EMP, and immediately
you can't do anything
George
against
goes down. Both of the supports out of the fight. They don't have to sustain, and even if they do pop this self-destruct, what are they going to be able to do with it? Because they are so many members of Germany that can just hide wherever they like, and now both self-destructs do go out.
You have the touch, Oh, good.
Is able to find the baby diva with the pulse bomb, and now so many of these health packs are hacked as well, an aspect of Sombra that we haven't been talking about, and since they've had so much area control for so long,